Hello Moscow, this is Amsterdam, the Netherlands. Sorry that I'm not with you today, but let's see that if this is working. I'm Zak van der Boom, active in customer media or custom publishing since 1979. 25 years as entrepreneur and the last 5 years as lecturer at the Amsterdam University, speaker and consultant. Do you recognize this? Marketing is more and more about publishing. I think that large marketeers need to create and distribute content. That's one of the most key things I want to talk about. Think about this. I don't know how it is for you, but the way I'm banking, planning my vacation, looking for information and trying to follow the news is really through the internet. Isn't this an exciting number? Over 100 new customer media launched in the first 9 months of this year in the Netherlands. And what about this? More and more receptivity for stories and more resistance against the 30-second TV spot. The total revenue, the added value of the agencies specialized in customer media in Europe is around 1 billion euros. And see how this business has grown in the last 15 years. From 180 euro to 506 million euro. And of course we are expecting a stabilizing this year, but everybody is expecting a new growth from 2010 till 2013. And what does this mean for our business? Five out of every 10 consumer magazines and newspapers will go out of business or will change their way of distribution or something else. What does this prediction mean for the business? Those remarks are very important, what I want to tell today. What we did in the past. Buying reach and then creating engagement. And what are we doing now? Creating engagement and after that getting reach. Another one, what we did in the past. Spending over 80% on distribution and 20% on content. And what are we doing now? Spending over 80% on content and less than 20% on distribution. Consumers have the lead at this moment. They decide at what time, where and how media to consume. Do you recognize this? And this is a picture of my mobile phone where I can look to the daily news every moment I want during the day. I think mobile phones are the device for our business in the future. Let's talk a bit about new channels. As said, mobile phone, and one of the brands that is using this device on a splendid way is Craft, with a magazine that gives you a shopping list, a GPS application to find the nearest by store, and so on and so on. And of course, if you're in the shop, you get an offer and go to the checkout where you can pay with your phone. In our country, the Diabetic Fund has started a magazine on mobile last week. Another trend, if you want to do a nice adventure with your friends in a city somewhere in our country, you can download on your mobile phone games. And of course, big brands are adopting those applications like Adidas. You can download an application to find the galleries in a city like Amsterdam or another city. And of course, the Adidas shops are also on the screen. Rabobank, one of the most important and biggest banks in our country, has started a TV channel, branded channels at YouTube. This has really something to do with customer media, custom publishing. Look what sort of new business customer media publishers can offer to their clients. All big brands has their own channels. Another new channel. In Holland there is starting a TV soap this summer, paid, 100% paid by the Dutch army. 13 weeks, 30 minutes every week, and there's just one goal, to find new soldiers. And what do you think about this social media? All big brands in our country are using them. Ziggo, an energy company, or a telecom company, is doing everything. Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. Another one, Rabobank is using Twitter. And do you know the story about Dell? It was one of the most dull brands the last years, but through social media they have revitalized their brand. But okay, back to print, because I think most of you are still working in print. And this slide shows some examples of new magazines launched 1, 2, 3 years ago, which are using carriers like newspapers and other magazines. Spry, for example, is a magazine sponsored by the insurance companies in the States, the health insurance companies in the States, and it has a circulation of over millions, and it is distributed through as an insert with the newspapers. Clear is just launched in Holland, sponsored by Vodafone, and it is connected to a magazine called Bright. It's on the back side of the magazine, and so it's interesting for Bright to get a new circulation, a new target audience with Clear, and for Clear it's really amazing that they can lift with Bright on the back of Bright. And this is one of my favorites, the most awarded magazine from the UK, camouflage, target audience, boys from 12 till 17 years, who can describe themselves, subscribe themselves as member of the Camouflage Club. And the target of this magazine is very easy. The UK Army tries to find new soldiers, and more important is that they were asking them, are you willing to go to the Middle East, to Afghanistan? And the effect of this magazine is that around 15% of those new soldiers is willing to go to Afghanistan. I think this is really amazing that the effect of a customer product is doing this. And ASOS, a web shop, as seen on screen. There's some ASOS mean, and first it was only a web shop, and then they find out that a magazine could help them to promote the website. And the magazine is so successful that some months ago they were starting not only a man magazine, but also a magazine with youngsters as target audience. And what about this? Sony has launched last year a newsstand magazine. So they are really starting to compete consumer magazines.